What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today I'm a little bit ill and a little bit croaky, but I have got a character to show you from the upcoming UVS Dark Tournament YuYu Hakusho set, and you know what? I want to talk about Jin, and hopefully you want to hear about Jin. Massive shout out to the lovely folks at UVS for giving me this reveal, and I'm assuming that this is the coolest character, the strongest, best character, because I don't see why they give me anybody else. Also, apologies, this is slightly later than planned due to the whole, being ill thing. So, with all of that borne in mind, Jin then. Starting hand size of 6, maximum health of 27, and some very interesting skills. We got a response tenacious that can be used if committed, mill 1, after an attack is played, it gets +2 or -2 speed. But if you milled an attack this way, it gets +3 or -3 speed instead. And obviously you can already see where we're going to be going with this character. We are going to be modifying the speed of attacks, and we are going to be taking advantage of the fact that we have done so. But as another response commit, after your rival plays an enhanced ability on an attack, if that attack has less than its printed speed, and of course we've seen we have something to do that, you get to cancel its effect. Don't know about you, that sounds pretty gosh darn fun to me. So that's a character, but now we've got a bunch of attacks and foundations as well. So double Tornado Fist, a 4-speed high attack dealing 5 damage, and the attack speed cannot be reduced below its printed value. Of course, very relevant given the character we're talking about here. But there is an enhance if the set speed is 6 or greater, and given that it starts at 4 and the leader skill is either +2 or +3, getting it to 6 or greater shouldn't be too difficult. Then all of a sudden it gets +2 damage and it turns into a 7 damage attack instead, which I'm just going to say it, that does seem pretty good, ladies and gentlemen. That does seem pretty gosh darn good. And hopefully we're already seeing a little bit of a theme going on here. This should already be making you go, hang on a second. I see what they're doing here. Now, we've also got, if the top card of your, as an enhance, if the top card of your discard pile has Tornado in its name, draw a card. Drawing cards is always good. Well, almost always good. And obviously, I'm just about to show you another couple cards with Tornado in the name. It would be weird if I told you about this skill that lets you draw if you've got cards with Tornado in the discard pile, or at the top of the discard pile, and then didn't show you some cards with Tornado in the name. That would frankly be weird. Like Tornado Charge, a 4-speed mid-attack doing 4 damage, and as an enhance, your next attack gets +3 damage. Sounds pretty good to me, honestly. Wait till you got an attack which is going to go through and do a bunch of damage. Go for this. Yeah, I like doing +3 damage. +3 damage sounds pretty gosh darn good. And if we carry on that tornado theme just a tiny bit longer, we've got Tornado Fist, a 4-speed high attack dealing 5 damage, and as a response, after this attack deals damage, discard it from the card pool, or add the top card of your deck to your momentum. This is good. Obviously, having more cards in your card pool is generally a bad thing, because you've got that whole progressive difficulty thing, which is stopping, and making your subsequent attacks more difficult, being able to take it away when you play it. Yeah, that sounds good. Or add one to your momentum, that also sounds good. Both of these things sound good, and yeah, it's a third Tornado card, which means we hopefully going to have some turns of a Tornado card at the top of our discard pile, and that's a very good thing. Now, we got one more attack. It's not a Tornado, I'm afraid, for which I can only apologise, but we've got Wind Barrier, a 3-speed mid-attack dealing 3 damage, and while this card is in your card pool, your rival's attacks get -2 speed. Wind Barrier by name, Wind Barrier by nature. Seriously, for the name of this card, it's so appropriate to what it actually does. It makes me very, very happy indeed. But yeah, -2 speed, that's fun. But as an enhance, if this attack speed is 5 or greater, it gets +2 damage. And once again, I told you about the character at the start of the video, and I told you that you can generally do +2 speed or +3 speed if you mill correctly, and it starts off as a 5-speed card. So even if you only get the +2, not the +3, that's fine. That works quite nicely indeed. Now that's what we've got in terms of attacks here, but we've got ourselves some foundations as well, including lively defense. It's got an enhance, commit, discard 1 card played as a block from your card pool. This attack gets -2 speed. And again, you're discarding cards from your card pool. And again, this is a pretty good thing. The more cards you got in your card pool, the more progressive difficulty makes you sad. Getting cards out of your card pool means that subsequent cards are going to be easier to play. This is a very nice thing indeed. We've got Mascho Concealment here. Now we've got a response, commit. After your rival plays an enhanced ability on a foundation, cancel it. I legit love this. This just makes me really happy. And like it's a foundation, so your opponent's probably going to see it coming. That's not the point, all right? I just love the idea that your opponent is going to be able to play an enhance on a foundation, and you're like, nah, mate. Don't even think about it. Having this card in play is actually going to be super annoying for your opponent because they're going to have to think really carefully about which cards they play when. It's going to lead to some mind games. This makes me very happy indeed. And then we've got Team Mascho Enhance. This attack gets -1 speed or +1 damage, but only playable if your character has the Team Mascho trait. Which, of course, is clearly what we're talking about with Jin here. Like, it would be weird if I was doing the Jin reveals today and not showing you cards that worked with Jin. That would be frankly weird, wouldn't it? That wouldn't make no sense. Nah, not doing that. We've then got Out of Reach. Form, destroy, discard 1 momentum, and discard a card with that symbol from your card pool. Love it. I mean, look, we've seen a couple of these already, right? This is a bit of a theme. When we see themes throughout characters in this game, this is one of the themes of this character. It is allowing you to get rid of cards from your card pool, and one of the reasons why you get rid of cards from your card pool is because of that whole progressive difficulty thing, which means that when, the more cards you play, the harder it becomes to play subsequent cards. Stop people just running away and playing everything straight away. Cool mechanic. And here, we're just kind of playing around with this. And that makes me very, very happy indeed. And then finally, we have one more card we can talk about. It is Master of Wind. As a response, flip. After you play an attack, if it is the only attack in your card pool, it gets +3 damage. Now, firstly, this is really nice. The whole +3 damage is really good. But secondly, remember all those cards I've been showing you for Jin as we've been going through this video, where you can take cards out of your card pool? Sure does seem like we've been working up to a card like this now, doesn't it? And the answer is yes, of course it does. That's kind of the point. This is almost like like the end game, so to speak. Although it's clearly not the actual end game, but you know what I mean. It works so nicely with the other cards, it almost seems that way. It's quite beautiful. We got a bunch of cards that let you remove cards from the card pool. Yay! And then you've got this foundation which lets you get +3 damage if you play an attack and it is then the only attack in your card pool. Sounds good to me. So Jin here, we've got a few themes. We are manipulating the speed of attacks and then getting some bonuses for doing so. We are removing cards from our card pool and then hopefully, getting some bonuses for doing so. And this seems like a very fun character. And at this stage, I need to ask you guys for my usual request. If anybody's got, when the set releases, right, if you've got a deck list for this character, because let's face it, there is no way when I'm playing this, I am ever playing any other character but Jin, right? Not happening. So when the set releases and we've seen every card in the set, if any of you would be kind enough to either put a deck list below this video or tweet me out the Wassy and just kind of, tell me how to play Jin, that would make me very, very happy indeed. One more shout out to UVS for giving me this reveal. That was really cool of them. I'm looking forward to this. Hopefully we're going to have an opening on this channel closer to the release date or, when the set actually comes out, when I can get the cards. But you know what? This is very cool. And honestly, I've never watched YuYu Hakusho before. Seems like this is a great excuse to go and fire it up now, doesn't it? I think it does. But I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about Jin? Do you think this is a cool playable character? What combos can you see that could be awesome? Let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about UVS and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.